I was born in Bemidji, Minnesota. I grew up in a little town called Leonard. Little tiny town. Population was 29. Every time you tell someone that, they just laugh at you. Grew up with my little brother Brandon, my parents, Brenda and Dean. I went to high school in Clearbrook-on-Vic. Graduated in 2009. From there I moved on to college, and then once I was done there, I took the road and that's where I found Naudia.
I was born in Russia, up north. I grew up in a small city in the south of Russia. Not small as Dean's, to a population of 29. Actually, it's probably 300,000 people. I graduated high school when I was 16, and I went to college 3 hours away from my parents. And after I graduated, I actually wanted to come here to the States. And then I lived here to Florida, actually. I lived there for a year and 3 months. And then I moved back for another year and 3 months. And then I always wanted something more. And I got accepted to university in Boston. And I stayed there for 2 weeks. And it was too cold there for me. And I decided to move to Florida. And I went to college there, and I worked and lived there.
We both met for the first time in a little bar where she was bartending called Ernie's Barbecue. One of my buddies from the pipeline, the job I had been taken to go around and travel, he brought me in there to meet his wife. And he told me all about this Russian who used to work there. He says, nobody tries anything, nobody does anything, she makes the rules.
Dean and his work friend, they would go to Ernie's a lot, and that's when I met him. He was really friendly, but he never actually did anything to show me that he liked me, like at first. But then he started coming in more often, and he started talking to me and asking questions and like trying to get to know me. And little by little, he kind of was there all the time, every day.
It took about a month of me going in there, having a couple drinks here and there. We talked. I would stay until, I would say, closing almost every night, just so that I could sit there and talk with her. We'd play darts, shoot some pool, all different stuff. Our first date was probably the most stressful date any girlfriend at that point in your relationship could imagine.
When he asked me to go out with him and his family, he said, I want to make it clear for you that it's not going to be a date.
My mom, my dad, my brother, my aunt, my uncle, they were all there for the first date. But to try and relieve the stress from her, I told her that it wasn't and not to expect anything, and this is just two friends hanging out.
I had like a couple of options to go out with the girls and, you know, have fun or do something else, or go out with him and his family as a friend. But I like him. I like him a little more. He actually admitted, he said, I didn't want to tell you that it was a date because you will be nervous.
Needless to say, I found out that if I wouldn't have told her that, she said she probably wouldn't have talked. I told her that it wasn't a date, and she opened up to my entire family, so it was really nice. I would have to say, after I left Florida again, I didn't have enough money at the time, so I said I need to go off and take one more job with the company I was working with. I went up into Wisconsin, and we were both traveling back and forth, flying from Fort Lauderdale to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, almost every other weekend. And we did that for 3 months straight.
I'm not the one who would do like a long distance relationship, because I don't want to miss any like interaction. I want him to be there every day. And I told him that I won't be able to have long distance relationship, and I wasn't expecting that he's gonna move to Florida. But one day, it was that day when he packed his stuff and he moved to Florida just to be with me. And I thought that was the tremendous step that nobody ever done anything like that for me.
We moved in together, we had an apartment, and it was about a year into moving in with her that I knew that I didn't want to go anywhere else in my life. That I didn't want to be with anyone else ever. It was just her, it was only her.
My dad, he always told me, he said, make sure that this person is the one. Make sure that you can spend like every day together, you know, deal with each other. But at the end of the day, still, you know, love each other and don't hurt each other, like look after one another. And well, at first I thought I'm never gonna find that person. And then when I met Dean, and then we started getting to know each other more and more, and I see those things, that anything I ask, he'll do it. Not from the first time, but he'll do it. So, I love the man. He's wonderful. He's someone that I want to be forever and ever and ever.
Naudia, from the moment I met you, I knew that I wanted to be with you the rest of my life. It hurt me that my best friend who I met down in Florida, who brought me into the bar where I met you for the first time, told me that I couldn't do or try anything to convince you otherwise. But when you did and you decided to choose me, it was the most happiest moment of my entire life. I look forward to spending the rest of my life with you, growing old, having children, watching them grow old, having our own grandchildren. It's probably the best journey I can think of to take in my lifetime, and I'm so happy to do it with you. I love you.
Dean, you are my life, my world, my everything. My partner, my soulmate. I love you. I miss you when you're not with me, even for 5 minutes. And I'm happy with you. I love you.